Hey guys, this episode today is brought to you by our good friends here on the podcast of the Even app. What is the Even app? Even is designed for people like you that may need a little stretch during the pay period. You need a little advance. You got to pay that upcoming bill, that next mortgage payment, maybe that next rent payment, whatever the case may be. Head over to the Google Play Store or Apple Store and download the Even app. It is designed for payday advances, and also you can even bank with the app. Yes, they have a banking feature, folks, as well as an automated savings feature. Head over to Even, EVEN app. Download them, check them out, and make sure you tell them that you heard it on the Patriot Angle podcast, guys. It's a great app. Download it today. I think you'll be really, really impressed with their services.
Rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. Worked my ass off this past weekend. My other line of work. It's tiring, but we got to do what we got to do, right? We got to work. We got to bust our asses to make a living. Because if you don't work, you can't survive in this world, right? Money makes this world go around, and if you don't have money, the world can't go around with you. And that's what I want to bring into this podcast today is financial hardship that's affecting a lot of different people in this world. Everybody just doesn't seem to understand that. And what I mean by that is the workforce today in America is terrible. There's a lot of now hiring signs. Everywhere you go, now hiring. It's getting bad. It's getting real bad. Where just no one wants to work anymore. No one wants to put in that 8, possibly 10, 11. Some people work 13, 14, 15-hour days. No one wants to do that. They just want to sit home, sit on their ass, and not put into society called work. Well, if you don't do that, what's going to happen, guys? What is going to happen? You're not going to pay your bills. You're not going to pay your rent. You're not going to be able to pay your mortgage, your utility bills. You're not going to be able to pay any of that. Because if there's no money coming in, guess what, guys? It's either have a roof over your head or living in a tent in the woods. You got to pick. You got to decide. Which way are you going to go? Which way are you going to go, guys? Because you can't have everything in this world. Like I said, it's either you work, have a job, get a paycheck, or become homeless. The choice is yours. Hey guys, got a new sponsor here on the show. Bungables Citronella wristbands. These things are great, guys, and they're very, very affordable.
Some you can get for like 88 cents at stores such as Walmart. I've seen them at Target, just about everywhere. These little wristbands are great for going out on picnics, camping trips, jogging, just about everywhere. And they're also good for the kiddos out there too. If you got kids, pick a pack up, you know. Bungables Citronella wristbands. They have one size fits all. They're citronella scent, and they're easy to use. They're awesome, guys. Like I said, you got kids out there, pick a couple out for your kids. If you're one for hating mosquitoes and the bugs that are, especially in the summertime, pick a pack up and never be without. I use them from time to time when I'm jogging here in Atlanta, and they're great, guys. Bungables Citronella wristbands. Pick them up, available everywhere. Also, to check their website out, guys, at bungables.com. That's right, guys. Check them out online. They even have a Facebook page, Bungables. Check them out on Instagram, Bungables, guys. They're everywhere. They're super affordable. Like I said, very, very unique, and also good for summertime.
Mike Gardner, a host like no other, unscripted, unfiltered, raw.
When the pandemic first hit, grocery stores were feeling it. Customers cleared the shelves. Demand was high, supply was low. It was caused by panic buying. The situation now different, but still the same. Your favorite products might still be out of stock, and you might be paying higher prices.
We ended up buying from vendors we had never bought before.
Carly C's president and owner Mac McLam has more than 40 years in the grocery game, and he's done it all, from stocking shelves to working overtime, anything to keep the doors open.
And obviously nobody can tell exactly, but I think pricing's, cost of goods is going up.
For the most part, business has been good for Mac at his 25 stores scattered all across the state. These days, though, he's dealing with an issue owners in all industries are experiencing: staffing shortages.
We've had several parts to fail all at the same time in the supply chain. Not only are we challenged with finding enough staffing to operate stores, but manufacturers and our vendor partners have the same challenges.
A chain reaction, then a supply chain issue, shooting up the cost of your morning bacon, or missing out on your favorite ice cream in stock because freezers need parts for repair that are on back order.
You're having to be creative as an independent. You're having to find different ways to accomplish the same task, and having to build new relationships with people that you've never dealt with before.
After 60 years in business, Carly C stores have learned to evolve in both good and bad times. Mac says supply chains could get back to normal as the economy bounces back more, but as for those prices...
You can already see this if you're going to a local burger joint and get a burger, that everything is more expensive, and I don't think it's going to come back.
Okay, speaking of burgers, since...
Yeah, guys. You know, I opened up the show with labor shortages that are basically sweeping all over this nation. And I don't understand why people are just, quitting their jobs and not wanting to work. Like, if there's something better than work, please explain, because I still haven't figured it out. I have not yet figured out why people are just quitting their jobs and leaving. Folks, you have companies, large and small, okay, that are in desperate mode right now. Literally, they're desperate. They're desperate for workers. They are throwing out thousands of dollars of sign-on bonuses, incentives. They're even giving pay raises. They're upping their pay, their starting pay, just to get people in the door. It's becoming very difficult to find workers. And I can tell you right now, guys, this is not my main line of work. I do this on the side because I have a huge passion for it. I love podcasting. I love expressing my views. I love motivating people, and whether it's on a negative or positive feedback, whether it's on my social media panels or my blogs, I love seeing the feedback. Like I said, I can care less if it's negative or positive. To me, even if it is negative, guys, I'm still impacting somebody's life. I'm still motivating them. I'm still, influencing their life. Maybe they're going through hard times and they just need to listen to that next set of ears, right? Because it's helping them in some form or a matter, right? I just love what I do. It's my side passion, guys. But my main line of work, which I won't get in for privacy issues, we're having shortages off the chart where I'm employed at, and the labor shortages, guys, it just doesn't seem like it's stopping, because it's all over the place, and it's terrible. It really is, guys. I want to get into this one topic here, this one comment a listener left on my panel. The Great Reset in full swing. You haven't seen anything yet. Guys, I think we are seeing it. The Great Reset? Definitely. I think we are seeing that. And that comes out of Joe from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Really good supporter of the show. He comments on my panel a lot. Another one. Bro, I said the same thing. The world is resetting itself. Thanks, Biden voters. Enjoy the rap that is coming. Folks, is this the consequence of what we're seeing now because of who that was voted in this past November? I mean, folks, is this what we have to suffer for another 3.5 years? God, I hope we have a country by then. But folks, where I live in the deep South, okay? I live in the state of Georgia. And I can tell you right now in the South here, we still do a lot of hunting, gathering, farming, trapping, and fishing. Some of my family members, before my time, busted their ass working 2-3 jobs just to get by. And I couldn't even imagine how that was in the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, even going back to the early 1900s. Before you had credit cards and line of credit. If you didn't work, guys, that's it. You didn't have food on the table. Those were the times that people lived in. Now it's like, oh, you don't have this, you don't have that. You can apply for a line of credit, and it's just given to you. People have so much access to public assistance in this country. It's crazy. And yet, the ones that are really hurt in this country are the ones that are not paying to the society. They're not working, folks. Because when you don't work, you're not contributing to the economy. I really hope people see that for what it truly is. But no, they're just worried about, they want more money, they want this, they want that. That's great in all large margins and angles, guys. That's great. But you can't always expect a high turnaround right at the beginning. You have to work at it, folks, and you have to bust your ass in order to get to that place in life. That's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Now, guys, I want to get into this next topic here, because this podcast is going to be a very quick one, guys. But don't you worry, this is not the only podcast for the week. We will be coming out with a podcast tomorrow, podcast episode tomorrow. So stay tuned for that one. That should be a doozer. But I want to get into this topic here, this last topic here, on just some of what I'm trying to establish here on the show, and I really think that this might be the answer to why we're seeing some labor shortages in the country. I think it has to do a lot of people just not understanding on how to go about their job, their livelihoods, the whole vaccine, the mandate issues. I think that's what's truly happening here, folks. And it has to. Because we're seeing the federal government literally make high threats of extreme measures, literally. Where they're now it's almost like they're forcing employers to have their employees vaccinated or tested on a weekly or a daily basis. Folks, if that's not tyranny, I don't know what is. Here's an article here I want to get in before I close the show out here of New York governor. The new New York governor. Yes, Cuomo's not the governor of New York anymore, guys. He resigned, and there's a new governor now of New York, a female governor. The New York governor, Kathy Hochul, is now saying that she may call in the National Guard to cover for fired unvaccinated health workers. Yeah, because some of these health workers, folks, they're getting fed up. Sure, last year they weren't questioned about a vaccine. They weren't questioned about mandates. They weren't even threatened about their jobs. A lot of these healthcare workers are literally saying, fuck this. We're just going to quit because we're not going to have our freedoms and liberties at jeopardy. We're not going to have our jobs held on the line if we choose not to get vaccinated. What happened to my body, my choice? What happened to that? Well, I guess it only gets applied to people that want to have abortions and stuff like that. That's okay for scenarios and narratives like that. But when it comes down to somebody's health choice, whether they want to be vaccinated or not, you're looked at as if you were a freaking murderer. It's sick, folks, what's going on in this country. Absolute disgust. Monday, as of Monday, the New York governor said it will be the deadline for healthcare workers to be vaccinated to comply with New York's mandate, and the state is bracing for a workers' shortage if the pledge to fire unvaccinated staff is carried out. The New York governor also is considering, like I said, calling in the National Guard, and get this, folks, listen to this, and workers in other states to step up to fill the expected void. And then she says, and I quote, "We are still in a battle against COVID to protect our loved ones, and we need to fight with every tool at our disposal," the governor said. "I am monitoring the staffing situation closely, and we have a plan to increase our healthcare workforce and help advocate the burdens on our hospitals and other healthcare facilities. I commend all of the healthcare workers who have stepped up to get themselves vaccinated, and I urge all the remaining healthcare workers who are unvaccinated to do so now so they can continue providing care." Oh, so what you're saying here, so they can provide and continue to provide care. So what happens, Miss Governor, Madam Governor, if the healthcare workers and other workers across this great country decide not to get vaccinated? What if they don't want to get vaccinated? That's their body. That is their choice. That is their health choice. And that's their decision. And that is the end of that. Since when have we become a country where we're going to dictate to somebody whether or not they need to be vaccinated? Since when have we become a country where we dictate to our employees that literally make our businesses run? Because without employees, the business would fold, right? That's how business works in every business platform and market, for that matter. If you don't have employees, you fold, you go out of business, and that's the end of the company. Very hard to get employees back, and very hard to restart your business once you lose your employees. Why is people having such a difficulty understanding this? Why should we be in fear of a freaking vaccine, a virus, in order to keep our jobs? Why weren't they mandating vaccines and other healthcare protections and other diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, cancer? Those diseases, my friend, folks, are more severe than a sniffle or the flu, which this virus has a survival rate of 99.99%. It's time to wake up, folks. It's time to understand what they're truly doing to us, and we need to stop being the radical left sheep. It's my closing, guys, and my message.
You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.